Good morning and welcome to day 2, where we will talk about living with a sense of urgency regarding our ministries and the people we meet who are in need of salvation. You know, we live in a fast-paced society, don't we? It seems as if everyone is rushing to something. During this pandemic, many have been forced to slow down and as a result found a better rhythm, a more healthy pace to live. That's good. So on Sunday, when we listed lesson 11, in ministry, there is a sense of urgency. We weren't referring to the pace of life, but rather an internal awareness of the seriousness of our mission. People are dying, and without Christ, they will spend eternity separated from God, from heaven, from us. That awareness motivates us to ministry with a sense of urgency. I think of Paul's statement, "Listen, today is the day of salvation. Now is the time to accept Him." Well, in our story, after Jesus reveals to the woman at the well that He is the long-awaited Messiah, His disciples return to Him with food from town. The woman decides to depart. It wouldn't be appropriate for her to remain in their company. John 4:28. So the woman left her water jar and went away into town. And why would she leave the jar there after retrieving the water? Well, because it was heavy pottery. They didn't have plastic. The sheer weight of it with the water would slow her down as she rushed into town to urgently tell the people about Jesus and exhort them to go out to the well to see Him. Granted, knowing that Jesus was just passing through, she likely believed He would soon be gone. If the people wanted to see and hear Him themselves, they had better get out to the well as soon as possible. Well, she obviously was convincing, because the people stopped what they were doing in the middle of the day and went to see and hear for themselves. Urgency. Do you live with a healthy sense of urgency for ministry? Not anxious, urgent. Not frantic, just urgent. Is it okay to put off today what you can do tomorrow, or next week, or next year? Think, today, do you want to redeem the time God has given you, to make the most of every opportunity you'll have to minister to others? Divine appointments may appear before you and pass by, never to be there again. Do you intend to be ready for them? I hope so. I pray so. Don't you? Honestly, I have often struggled with regret over ministry opportunities that I was not alert to or prepared for. As a result, I missed a witness, an offer to pray, an opportunity to serve, some ministry that God put before me, and sadly, I was not a good and faithful servant. I've asked forgiveness and forgiven myself, but I've learned from my mistakes and sins so that I intend to be more alert and better prepared for ministry every day. I don't want to keep repeating that pattern. Why the urgency? Well, because anyone can die on any day, and after that, they face the judgment. Hebrews 9:27, "It is appointed unto man once to die, and after that, the judgment." John 9:4, Jesus said, "We must do the works of Him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work." On Sunday, I read the parable of the 10 virgins in Matthew 25, 1 through 10. You may want to read that again. Remember, when you study a parable, there's one main lesson. Don't make the mistake of trying to discover doctrine in all the details. That's not the correct way you interpret parables. The main lesson for us is to live prepared for the Lord's return. The foolish virgins were not ready. There was no sense of urgency, and yet the bridegroom's return was what they should have been living for. But they weren't ready. How could they be so negligent, careless, thoughtless, lulled into complacency? The parable teaches us that God's people are identified as those who anticipate and prepare for His return. When He comes, He will find us ready for Him, and we will be busy about our Father's work. So, ask the Lord to give you a sense of healthy, holy urgency for the mission we've been given. See the fields today, the people today that are white for harvest. Let's pray. Lord, forgive us for the ways that we've not lived urgently and have lost sight of the seriousness of our mission. Rekindle our passion and sense of urgency to fulfill the ministries that you have assigned to us, even today. And now, add your prayers.